You just canceled plans again. You looked at the text, felt that heaviness in your chest, and typed, "Sorry, not feeling well." But here's the thing, you're not sick, you're not lazy, and you're definitely not broken. There's something going on inside your nervous system that nobody explained to you. And by the end of this video, you'll finally understand why being around people costs you more than it costs everyone else. Let me ask you something. Have you ever come home from a social event, not a bad one, maybe even a fun one, and felt like someone pulled the plug on your entire body? Like you need to sit in silence for an hour before you can even think straight. You're not angry. You're not sad. You're just empty, like the world took something from you and you don't know how to name it. Meanwhile, most people around you seem perfectly fine. They leave the party and go to another party. You leave the party and need 3 business days to recover. You've probably been told you're too sensitive, too quiet, too much in your head. But here's what nobody tells you. That exhaustion isn't a flaw. It's data. Your brain is processing the world differently. And once you understand how, everything changes. Let's start with what's actually happening under the surface. Your nervous system has a setting. Think of it like a thermostat, a biological one you didn't choose and can't easily override. Some people's systems are set low. They need a lot of stimulation to feel alive. Loud rooms, big groups, constant activity, but your thermostat, it's set high. You walk into a room, and your brain is already picking up on the tone of someone's voice, the flicker of the lights, and the undercurrent of tension between two people who clearly had an argument before you arrived. Psychologists describe this as a lower threshold for optimal arousal, meaning the point at which your brain hits its ideal stimulation level is reached much faster than other people's. While they're warming up, you're already full. Here's the twist. It's not just about noise or crowds, it's about invisible labor. Every social interaction requires cognitive switching. You're monitoring facial expressions, adjusting your tone, predicting reactions, filtering what to say, and performing a version of yourself that's socially acceptable. Research suggests this is what psychologists call masking, a real-time social presentation that costs mental energy. For some people, that cost is enormous. It's not that you dislike people, it's that being around them requires a background program that never shuts down. Imagine your phone running 15 apps at once. Nothing's wrong with the phone. It's just doing too much, and the battery drains fast. That's your social battery. And most people miss this. Your battery isn't smaller because something's wrong with you. It's smaller because you're processing more per second than the average person. Now, I want to show you why your home feels like oxygen, because this next part might surprise you. When you step through your door after a long day around people, there's a specific feeling. Your shoulders drop, your jaw unclenches. You didn't even know you were holding tension until it released. That's not just comfort. That's your nervous system switching from threat monitoring to rest mode. Outside your home, your brain runs constant threat assessment, not because you're in danger, but because unpredictability triggers low-level stress. You can't control someone's volume. You can't predict when you'll be put on the spot. You can't manage the sensory chaos of a busy restaurant or the emotional weight of small talk with someone you barely know. Every micro decision, where to sit, what to say, how long to make eye contact adds up. But at home, you control the lights, the sounds, and when to engage and when to disappear. Control equals predictability. Predictability equals safety. for a system that's always scanning. That's not weakness, that's intelligent self regulation. But there's a catch, and I need you to hear this carefully. There's a difference between choosing solitude and hiding from life. That difference matters more than you think. In a moment, I'll give you a way to tell which one you're doing. But first, the part nobody talks about, the upside, because there's a massive one. People who need solitude to recharge aren't just resting, they're building. Studies indicate time alone is one of the strongest predictors of creative output. When your brain isn't managing social input, it defaults to something called the default mode network, where your mind wanders, connects ideas, and processes experience at a deeper level. That shower, thought that solved a problem you'd been stuck on. Default mode, that sudden clarity about a decision that hit you lying in bed. Default mode. You're not doing anything when you're alone. You're doing the deepest work a brain can do. And here's something that most people don't realize. Individuals with high sensitivity tend to score higher on empathy, pattern recognition, and emotional intelligence. You're not drained because you're weak. You're drained because you feel everything at high resolution. You walk into a room and know who's upset before they speak. You read subtext like it's written in bold. You sense what people need before they ask. That takes energy, but it makes you irreplaceable in the lives of people who matter. Read that again. You are not too much of anything. The world is just very loud, and your system picks up frequencies most people can't hear. Now, the honest part, because I'm not here to just make you feel good. I'm here to make sure you're okay. There's a version of staying home that's healthy. You choose it, enjoy it, and come back to the world feeling better. You feel restored, not relieved. But there's another version, a quieter, more deceptive one, where you're not resting, you're avoiding. You cancel plans not because you need space, but because you're afraid, afraid of being judged, afraid that if people really saw you, they wouldn't like what they found. That's not introversion. That might be anxiety wearing introversion's mask. Here's a quick self check. Think about the last time you stayed in. Ask yourself two questions. First, did I feel relief or guilt? Second, if I could guarantee the event would be completely safe, with no judgment, no pressure, would I still stay home? If your answer is relief and yes, you're honoring your wiring. But if it's guilt and if you'd want to go but something stops you, then what you're dealing with might not be about energy. It might be about fear. There's no shame in that. But the solution isn't more alone time. It might be more support. Trauma, depression, social anxiety, they disguise themselves as preferences. They whisper, you just like being alone, when the truth is you're protecting yourself from something that once hurt you. If that resonates, talk to someone, a therapist, a friend, someone who can hold that weight with you. Now, let me bring this home. You are not antisocial. You are not difficult. You are wired for depth over noise. Be wired to notice what others overlook, to think before you speak, and to feel before you react. That wiring has a cost. The world tires you faster. You need more recovery. You'll sometimes feel like you speak a different language than everyone in the room, but it also means you experience life in a way most people never will. The quiet moments land harder. The connections you make are richer. The thoughts you think when no one's watching run deeper. You notice beauty in places other people walk right past. You carry conversations in your heart long after they've ended. That's not a disorder. That's depth. You don't need to become someone who thrives in chaos. You need to stop apologizing for thriving in stillness. If this made you feel a little less alone, consider subscribing, not for me, for the version of you that keeps searching for answers at 2 in the morning. And if you think you've figured yourself out now, stay for the next one. Because there's something most people never realize about themselves, something that explains not just why people drain you, but why certain people drain you more than others. That distinction changes everything. I'll see you there.